pick our teams for the game, then it'll be Alisson Becker in goal. Gorsty, I'll come to you for the defence. I mean, is there any sort of opportunity to change things around much, do you think, or is it just going to be the same again?
No, I imagine it'll be the same again. I think this period now where Liverpool start playing twice a week is when we will see more rotation. If the squad allows it, Klopp hasn't got too much scope for that at the moment, as he certainly with the centre-back options. It's going to be Gomez and Van Dijk again. I imagine Robertson will continue again. And then over the next few weeks, you might see one or two changes. But for now, I'm still imagine it'll be much the same team as it was Saturday. Of course, Klopp will give us an update, won't he, on the injury front. On Tuesday, I imagine he'll just say player A, B, C, D, E, F and G are all close, but not too many on the comeback trail just yet. But yeah, I imagine Robertson will start ahead of Tsimikas, which is what your thinly veiled question was getting at, wasn't it?
As always. I mean, he did do that, didn't he? That was the sub, I think, on around sort of 68, 69 minutes at the weekend. So that's possibly the way that you manage Andy Robertson, isn't it? Rich, is your defence the same as ours? Is it going to stick the same? And if it is, you might as well talk us through your midfield.
Yeah, same defence. Well, the first one to keep a clean sheet, so it would be a bit harsh to change it, wouldn't it? But just on the point about Tsimikas, I know that obviously there's been some questions asked because he's coming on all the time, but I'm actually quite happy to see him getting on because I think he's a good player, and he gives you another option. And certainly later in the game, he's capable of sticking a decent ball in. So all power to him. But yeah, same back four. In terms of midfield, I just wonder. I know Elliott came off at half time, and I know Klopp said he should be fine. You know what I mean? I just wonder whether he would switch it and put Carvalho in, but probably not. Thinking out loud here. But just in the interest of being a bit different, I'll say he'll bring in Carvalho for Elliott, but he'll stick with Fabinho and Henderson.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the same sort of team, but you kind of referenced it a little bit before, Ghosty, in terms of whoever's on the right of that midfield is going to have to help out with Trent. I mean, does that come into your thinking? Is there maybe an argument to have Carvalho in, but on the left and move Henderson back to the right? Or is it just a case of Elliott's done well, so probably stick with him? Yeah, well, he got brought off for half time, didn't he? So we're not too sure what the situation was there. I don't think he got asked about it in his post-match. I'm not too sure.
I think he felt something. I think like a niggle, but he said I think it's all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the opportunity to use the 5 subs and the fact that they win 5-0 probably means you would err on the side of caution more often than not in that situation. But on the other hand, Liverpool have just been absolutely tormented with injuries already, so you wouldn't be shocked in the slightest if that's Elliott for X number of weeks. I mean, hopefully not, but as I say, it wouldn't be a major shock with it. But you know, if everything is as it is and he's fine, I think he's probably earned the opportunity for another start. But the problem is he operates best on that right, doesn't he? The right of the midfield three, which I think where Henderson normally would be looking to play and help out Trent, as I say, against San Maximum. So that's a tricky one to go for, really, for Klopp. I think I'm going to go with Elliott, and then Henderson on the left and Fabinho, holding things together in the middle.
And in terms of the forward line, then Ghosty, I'll come back to you. It's just got to be the same again, hasn't it? I suppose this is, we mentioned the test for Liverpool in terms of turning a corner. It's probably a test for Roberto Firmino as well. Back-to-back performances like he did on Saturday. That would be a big thing for him and for the Reds as well.
Yeah, he was superb on Saturday, wasn't he? But I don't think we can take too much from that in terms of him putting aside his early season struggles, because I thought he was really, really poor at Fulham. Don't know what he was doing at Manchester United for most of the game, playing kind of holding midfield for most of the game, wasn't he? We know that's how he kind of plays, as this false nine, but I was shocked to find that was his first goal at Anfield since December 2020 in the first half. I think it was the header against Tottenham. in that game in mid-December. So, yeah, it's going to be a big one to see whether we get a Firmino more like Saturday or a Firmino more like Fulham on Wednesday night. Hopefully it's given him a huge boost of confidence and we start to see the kind of old Firmino that we're used to with the swagger and the style and just knitting it all together. But it's going to have to be Firmino, isn't it? I mean, you wouldn't drop him anyway after that performance on Saturday, but Klopp's got no other option anyway. So Darwin Núñez can kick his heels once again on the sidelines and just realise what he's missed if Liverpool add to this 9-goal haul of Saturday. He could have been on the end of a few of those himself, couldn't he? So, yeah, Firmino, hopefully this is a Firmino about to enter some form. Luis Diaz on the left and Mohamed Salah on the right.
Yeah, he pops up near the goal-rich Roberto Firmino and suddenly finds himself scoring. Who would have thought it? Is it got to be him again for you as well through the middle?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it's the same front three. He can't really do much else, can he, at the moment? I don't think. I said at the start of the pod, I think I said Firmino had 2 games left to ask the question before Darwin Núñez comes in. That's not true. He's got 1 left, hasn't he? Already had 2. I think I'd conveniently forgotten about the United performance. But yeah, so with that, there's an incentive for Roberto Firmino, isn't there? So as Gorsty said, will we get the Bournemouth version or the Fulham version? Well, if he wants to really ask a difficult question of the manager, then it'll have to be the Bournemouth version. Otherwise, Núñez is just going to come straight back in, isn't he? So something to aim for. And yeah, there's no shortage of familiarity between that front three. So hopefully they can go out and do the business again.
Yes, absolutely. Let's go for our match predictions then. I think I'll go 3-1 to Liverpool. I fancy Mohamed Salah will score at least 1 after not doing so against Bournemouth. But I think it goes without saying, Gorsty, it's going to be a lot more tricky than it was for Liverpool on Saturday. How do you reckon it might play out?
Well, certainly not going to be 9-0, but yeah, I agree with you. Actually, 3-1 seems to be a decent scoreline. Let's just hope they don't fall behind first and they've got to, come back. So that'll be the 8th game in the last 9 Premier League games. But yeah, loads of positive things to take from Saturday. So yeah, I think Liverpool have just got to put together a quiet little steady run now and get themselves back, a lot higher up the table where they used to be in.
Same for you, Rich. A win for Liverpool again.
To be honest, I was thinking 3-1, but now you've both said that, I feel like there's a requirement for me to be different. They need more, as I said, they need more clean sheets. That needs to be the basis of any decent league campaign, I think. So with that in mind, I'll go for 3-0.
Excellent stuff. Well, that's all we've got time for here on this edition of the show, but we'll have Jurgen Klopp's press conference for you on Tuesday and then coverage around the game as usual on Wednesday. Thursday is transfer deadline day, Blood Red on Friday, and then the Merseyside derby on Saturday. Until next time, though, from all of us here, it's goodbye for now.